go. What's good, people? How y'all doing? Happy hump day to you. Happy Wednesday. Halfway through the week. If you subscribe to the regular weekend format. Who currently puts sounds to picture and has an audience that they speak to? I ask because we are getting close to releasing Audio Design Desk 2.0 with a bunch of really cool new sonic weapons. Lots of really good tools. Anyway, I'm looking for some folks that have an audience that they either broadcast to, live streams, produce content for, videos like tutorials, like production tutorials or product reviews, anything like that. Help get the word out as we get the new release out. So if you happen to edit video or put sound to video and want the coolest, most badass sound design tool in the world, shoot me a DM. We can chat. It is Mac only. Put that out there for those that are unaware. NAB is rapidly approaching. It's only a month away at this point. It's very exciting. See if we can bring home some awards again. All right, so OhmLab posted a new reel, I think, or a new clip, rather. So we're going to check that out before we jump into stuff, and I think I'm just going to be focusing mostly on sound effects today. Polishing touches on the new planet before we start knocking out the demo tracks. That should be fun. All right, let's turn off this noise in the background here. And I'm going to jump over to Discord. All right, so OhmLab is saying concept animation, which is why it has lower frame rate. Sound effects made by me. Astute forfeit. Welcome in. Happy hump day to you. Okay, I think the biggest feedback I have of this one is limit your use of sub. It's not like wholly persistent throughout, right? But it's going to have much greater impact on the player if it's used a bit more sparingly. That's good. That's good. Not sure what's going to go at the point of impact there. But so far so good. I feel like it's a little bit bass biased, like it's a little low end heavy. If you were to tilt out of that low end and roll up the sub a little bit, it's pretty good. This one's pretty solid. Have you been listening to these clips on mobile phone just to see how stuff translates through the Smaller speaker. Excellent. Excellent. I'm sure all the saturation helps. Nice, nice, excellent. Yeah, always good to test it on the device that most people will be using it on, right? Very good. Very good. Okay, so we've got this big project full of hits and suckbacks that I did with y'all a couple of weeks ago that I still need to go into and bounce some stuff out of. And then we just need a few miscellaneous things. We need some whooshes, um, probably some risers. I've been kind of going back and forth on the riser thing. There's so many freaking risers out there. There's so many hits too, right? Um, hey, Paul is here, tuning in from sunny Maryland. How you doing, Paul? It is densely overcast, but fairly light today, and not pouring. So that's nice. So I think we'll start maybe with some whooshes. Um, Maybe we'll go for a couple of really simple synthesized, like single layer ones. We'll do some layered ones. Maybe we'll use a tool to help us do that layering. Um, then depending upon time, might dip into ARPs. That'll be it. Away we go, right? Get my volume up here. Doors and windows open today. Spring has sprung, huh? It felt like that last week here and over the weekend, but so far this week, the last few days have been cold and wet. Very, very cold. Wet. High 30s, low 40s. All right, so if we're gonna do some whooshes, what should we start with? Let's do a couple of quick stretches with serum, and then let's jump into a tool that helps us layer stuff really quickly. So for this, we can just say let's use LFO, and we will trigger that guy and envelope it actually. Put this at a 1 bar. And we're going to turn off the oscillator, and we're just going to focus on noise first. And let's find a sound that's just a little less bright. It's okay. It's okay. So now let's put a bit of release on here. Keep our pack mostly tight here. It's going to have a really quiet head on it anyway. It's going to put a little delay. These first couple are just going to be really, really simple. We can add extra modulation, etc., to them. After we bounce. All right, so that's about like simple, plain Jane, very vanilla. That's where we're going to start. Make a few variations of this, both in like tonality, timbre wise, and timing, size wise, and then we'll affect those whooshes in a few different ways to help them become a bit more interesting. And then they'll slowly develop into something pretty impressive and cinematic. I'm actually going to leave the reverb off of this. You know what? I'm going to leave the delay off of this too. We're just going to get just the noise. Cool. And I am going to set up a capture track for this. All right, cool. So next we'll turn off this metronome, and I'm just going to make noise for just a few minutes. We'll do one capture, and then we'll strip silence and chop samples kind of auto-magically from that. So here goes some whooshes, I guess. Huh? Let's save this project really quick before I record. Somewhere where it belongs, and we'll just call this whooshes. All right, so there's a handful, and we can start to manipulate timbre and duration, that kind of thing, manually. So let's go ahead and chop these real quick and see what we ended up with. Let's use a strip silence algorithm on this. We're going to boost the gain on these just a touch. And let's say we'll strip silence to threshold of -40 dB, and let's say maybe half a second of silence or so. Like we could use a little bit more. Get some all right, that gives us 24 samples right there. Go ahead and put a fade in and out on those guys. And now we can actually make these start sounding kind of cool, right? We put a EQ on here and stick a modulation on here. Now we can worry about order of operations and signal flow as like a secondary variation tactic here. We're going to also put some tasty delay on here, replica. And we'll put some verb on here too. Just start with something really simple like ROM for now. Uh-oh. What's up? What's up with the Discord? Uh-oh. I'm assuming that we're in all of these channels here. All right. JSF, hope you get that sorted. We'll be right back to it, folks. Oh, buddy. All right. Back to business. Rochambeau, I'm doing all right. How are you? And thank you for the heads up, by the way. You have 69,000 ohms. Nice. Got to do something with those. Man, I need a small army for like 2 days. Just a small army for like 2 days. That's all I need. Not going to do anything bad with them. Just like, set up a bunch of Twitch triggers, edit some videos. Other people would like invade nations. I'm like, let's get our inbox under control. All right, so we are going to make these fun. So we'll set 0 phase, and let's set this first one maybe 16th triplets. Let's square out this waveform a fair bit-ish, about like that, and give it a 30% clean. All right, let's get this up out of a dotted and straight. Let's go 16th notes and bring this down to like maybe %. Okay, let's bring this mix way down, get our diffusion up, okay, down, damping up, low cut up, high cut down to And again. Yeah, a little more tail. All right, let's hit that EQ. Be in an arid world predominantly. We're going to dip out just a little bit of these mids, shave a little bit off of these low frequencies here. So these can kind of sit just above surface, if you will, of the rest of the transition effects. Respect the gazelle. Hey, Abu. How you doing? Rochambeau, go grab your free sounds. Liv, I appreciate you. You're awesome. I hope you're doing all right over there. Eh. They sound a little cheesy right now. Woo! Oh, that still kills me every single time. Same old, same old. Well, I am sending love to you. OhmLab, go grab your free sounds too. You guys got a whole bunch. I can't remember exactly what it is. 250, 350 dialogue samples. They're ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous. Where did I put these? Where did we have these? Oh yeah, gas samples, baby. There's 348 samples waiting for you in this new sample pack. Oops. I'll do my best to not delete my sample pack here. It's from the movie Gas. It's highly inappropriate and very good.
8 o'clock, and all is well.
Keep your eye on number 30. That's young blonde Dave Carnegie from Odessa, Texas.
You know, a good woman is like a steel brush. Think about it.
What?
A shitty doll.
A shitty doll.
My car, my food, my supplies. My ass.
My ass.
From Motown to Liverpool, from Woodstock to Memphis, it was music that rocked the 60s. Can you dig it? I mean, Chuck Berry got out of jail, Elvis got out of the army, the Silver Beatles started, the Stones rolled, the Jefferson airplane landed in San Francisco, and Dylan sang what was going down.
And Dylan saying what was going down.
As a result of the simple human error, a mistake anyone might have made, one of our gases has escaped.
I'm sorry to announce that I, the former Vice President, am now the President of the United States.
You're sorry.
See you later, President.
Oh, rock and roll, rock and roll.
Oh, man. Nice, Paul. Nice. All right, let's finish dialing this in, shall we? Get our size down a little bit. That's pretty close. And then we're just going to go through and spot treat each one of these. So like this one right here, it's perhaps still usable. We just need to increase the attack time. We'll put a fade curve on there. See what that sounds like. That's a little bit better. Oh, this one looks a little short. That's not too bad. Most of these are pretty good. All right, so next thing we do to make these a little bit more exciting is we open up an automation lane and switch to N. And let's keep this on absolute. We're going to give a click at the in and out of every single one of these regions. And for those that we want to pan, actively pan, A little something like this. Here. A little fade curve tool here, or automation curve. There. And so on and so forth. Just make very simple little changes. All right, not going to spend too much time on them because these are just going to be layers. Oops. Get rid of that. Cool. Just a little bit of movement goes a long ways. And we don't want them all to feel like flybys or anything. Oh, this one's a little short. Let's see what this sounds like. All right, let's adjust this one. Yo, welcome in, Drosk. Happy hump day to you. Just a little bit of flux on each one of these, just to get a little bit of wiggle in there. Right around the crescendo. Like I said, not looking for flybys here. These need to stay pretty universally healing. Go back to those first couple. Our extreme ones. right, cool. And we will go through and we will vary our modulation rate and depth on each one of these, and then boom, we'll have a couple of dozen layers that we can knock out transition effects with, and of course, just some layered whooshes. Let's get a couple more animation curves written in here. Hey, Rich is here. How you doing, Scruffy Rico? Tie Drive, welcome in. And since this is for, you know, a bigger cinematic library, we'll make some of these a bit more on the impressive side of the spectrum, maybe layer in a little bit of percussion and, you know, make them a bit more worthy of some trailer usage. Trailer production. Okay, so we've got a decent amount of variation now in timing and shape, etc. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get out of automation. We're just going to go through and adjust these just ever so slightly in a few ways. Okay, so this one we'll keep plain Jane. This one we're going to transpose up just one tick. And this guy, let's transpose this down one tick. Okay, and so on and so forth. We'll add just tiny, tiny little changes here. This guy right here, let's stretch him. Gonna play around with the ways in which we're affecting these things. And each time, make a little adjustment. Double check it. Good with it. That one is actually going to sound good now with some percussion. I can hear it. Like a little, I've got it. I've got it. All right, let's go up on this guy here. Be on this guy. Stretch this guy out a fair bit. All right, so they're all starting to come into their own here. All right, so they're starting to sound a little bit, a little more unique. And let's go ahead and drop the automation lane for rate of modulation now. Get away with a 4 step up. Yeah, I think so. Down on this one. Stretch this guy. Quick adjustment to that pan automation there. Okay. Where are we here? This is neg4. That's 2. Let's go down to like 6 or 7 on this one. Yo, Justified, welcome in. Happy hump day to you. Hope you're well out there. All right, cool. So we've got a little bit of variation. I don't really like the plastic feeling of this one. I'm going to drop it down a few steps. That's better. Okay, I'm going to save. We're going to go through and just make some really simple modulation changes here for depth and rate, and that's it. And then I think we'll bounce these. And that's a quick path to a couple of dozen samples right there. And then we'll come back and we'll use these as layering elements as well. Maybe the next thing we'll do is we'll jump into a tool for layering forge or weaponizer or something, right? And we could bring these into that. Oh, justified. What are we gonna do about you? Hey. Now, why is it that my chat mods aren't working right now? Well, for right now, we'll just say, oh, there it is. Our tools came back. If you refresh enough times, which works. All right, back to business here. Nice, Paul. Another one uploaded. All right, let's we'll just do the modulation adjustments as we bounce, I've decided, just so we can keep this moving forward. And let's take a bunch of these off here. We don't need a bunch of stuff on our out, but I will put up some meters really quick. Put on a one that isn't gonna crap out my system. So Liv was in here yesterday, or maybe Monday, asking about LUF settings in limiters and meters, how to use them, like to her advantage, of course. And I'm wanting to hear from the rest of y'all about how you are currently monitoring your loudness. All right, so we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to get a little kind of dimensional quality added up here. Set this to 0.04, increase our foundation, just a little bit of dimming. Gain bump of a couple. Okay, we're now going to add, we're going to do this on one channel just to keep things really quick and simple. We're going to add portal. Portal is going to help extend the tails of some of these and add just a little bit of timbre manipulation. All right, let's get into, where are my, here. All right, I want to check our reverb really quick against hits. These are going to be used a lot in conjunction with suckbacks, reversals, risers, hits, right, for transitions. So they need to be able to sit on top pretty consistently. Spec the Gazelle. What's up, Ben? How you doing? Saw your email earlier. Feel free to facilitate an introduction. Maybe just a touch less low end here, just a touch. It's up a bit more. Help them fit with those lower end, kind of more guttural FM hits. Oh, cool. Thank you, Ben. Excellent. Excellent. For those who weren't here at the top of the stream, I have no idea how many people are even here right now, but if you are currently editing video or putting sound to video, we will be releasing Audio Design Desk 2.0 very soon to the general public. And if there's someone in the community that is doing this stuff and has an audience that they could share this tool with, right? Show it off in some videos or live streams or something like that, hit me up in a DM, and I will fill your cup. It is Mac only. One of the coolest tools around, but it is only for Mac right now. Yo, Danny's here. How you doing, Danny? Can you just imagine it, Ben? I think that's okay. So let's start going through these. We already got our pan automation in there. We've got all of our shaping done. We just need to watch levels and modulation rate, and let's go. Some of these we'll leave the tremolo off of, and we will make some adjustments as well. Let's bounce this first one. Let's get out of this. Select everything. Gain up another couple of on all of these. Okay. That's better. Danny. Yeah, Arizona does not participate in it, right? In the daylight savings. Man, nothing makes you more aware of just how messed up daylight savings is than watching a small child's genuine reactions to it. Man, it's so unnatural. A beer this close to St. Patty's? A little more beef to this. A little bit more. That's a little bit better. Oh man, yeah. I'll tell you what, dude. There were a couple of Liv, you'll love this. Nico's reaction to it when I was explaining, because he's like staring at the clock and like feeling his feelings and like realizing that like some stuff has changed, right? And he's asking me about the time, so I explain it to him. And he sits there with that information for a little while, and then his face scrunches up and he stares back at the clock and he stares at me, and then he starts getting this look on his face like, why are you doing this to me? You're part of this conspiracy against me, aren't you? Why are you doing this? And so he starts getting really upset. Like eyes start to fill with tears, the whole 9 yards, right? Like, why are they doing this? Mother Nature wouldn't do this. Are you telling me that Mother Nature changed the time? What about all those poor animals? And I was like, oh, dude, you preach, dude. Seriously? You're so much smarter than the people that make these decisions. Oh. Paul says, moan, moan, moan. You all love that extra hour of sleep in the fall, don't you? You know, Ben, actually, I grew up being told that it was Benjamin Franklin's idea and that it was to benefit American farmers and all this too. But you know what? It actually wasn't. It was like an entomologist from New Zealand or Australia. And farmers in America are actually one of the biggest proponents against daylight savings time. And Benjamin Franklin wasn't the originator of it. This guy on the other side of the world basically said something along the lines of, why can't we all just kind of get together on this? Different cultures have been adjusting their work hours for years. Why don't we just kind of make some sort of universal plan for this? I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea. I'm fine with, hey, hon, I got to work late tonight. Oh, okay, that's cool. Like, that's so much better than I have to work late, so let's change the freaking clock for everyone else around me. Oh my goodness. I know it was in the textbooks. It was also in the textbooks that your blood is blue and a whole bunch of other stuff, you know? Uh, education. Yeah, letting people work for longer, right? Because the people weren't capable of just being like, oh, well, I'm not done pulling these weeds. Maybe I should finish pulling these weeds. No, instead, we're going to change the clock to allow that person to continue pulling the weeds. It's all fooey. Hey, Zev is here. What's up, Will? How you doing, man? Textbooks are created by people that print them for money. So, there's that. A guy named George, actually. A guy named George. Oh. Liv says, well, lie is a strong word, maybe. Textbooks are just atlases of information reached via consent. Sort of. I mean, we've been watching history being rewritten all around us lately, haven't we? Rochambeau, if you stepped away when you got that sub, you missed me saying, go get your free sounds. Make sure that your Discord and your Twitch profiles are linked on Discord, and then you'll auto-magically be granted access to the subscriber rewards. Yo, Will is in Cabo with the fam. Dude. Nice one. Glad to hear the gig is treating you well. Yeah, Rochambeau. It's like 350 dialogue samples from cult classic film. They're highly inappropriate. They will make your music better. Danny says, everything is true. Anything anyone has ever written. And they get swapped out periodically, so. The sounds, I mean. All right, let's start bouncing these. Okay, this needs heat. And after the heat, it will be ready to go. Let's put... Let's do thermal on these. Respect the gazelle. Thank you so much, Will. How you doing, man? How you doing? How long have you been in Cabo? No, Ben, it's even worse than that. He had nothing to do with pulling weeds. That's just how messed up American textbooks are, is like, people just make stuff up, man. People just make stuff up. It's always got to be about them. It's always got to be from their perspective. They don't fact check outside the boundaries of their state or whatever. Saturday to Saturday. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So this guy was actually like an entomologist or something, like someone that studies bugs, right? So bugs, okay, here's where like some validity starts to come into play, right? Bugs are only out at very precise and specific times in different locations, right? So this probably had something to do with it. It's fucking human convenience, man. I know, right, Ben? I know. We could just have a Twitch channel dedicated to all the lies that were fed, you know? Daylight savings is not about farmers in America. Circadian rhythm. There's no Girl Scouts and Girl Scout cookies. Where will the lies end? Of course he studied bugs. Hey, Zeep. Sign that sidetrack. That's nice. How you doing, homie? The Earth is actually trapezoidal. Everyone loves a good trapezoid. I don't think that last one was so much a lie as maybe a reading comprehension issue. Oh, hey, Zev has a new one coming out this Friday as well. Just got premiered today. Nice, Will. Feel free to drop links, you guys. And don't forget, the cashews are awesome. This PSA brought to you by Nanowires, who loves cashews. Loves putting them in his mouth. Just like fish sticks. All right, we're going to put a little heat on these sounds here. Do you like fish sticks? Do you like putting them in your mouth? It's got to be one of the greatest South Park moments, really. All right, we'll go back and forth between a couple of profiles, but we're going to keep the saturation super simple on these guys. Will. I love a good nut. Cashew, excuse me. Zeep, when you have links to share, homie, you can share them here freely. Okay? All right, so we're going to drop these in at kind of a lower LUFS. In neg 24-ish, neg 20 tops. All right, so these, we're going to include the audio tail on these, and we're going to call them whoosh 01. All right, let's get our rate adjusted here. And let's adjust our rate. Just dialing in the saturation settings here. Let's add just a little bit of micro pitch to this. I like that setting right between 1 and 2 there. Not quite fully in that locked 2 position. If I can get it to stay. Sometimes it will. All right, let's adjust our, oops, not our thermal, but our portal. Ben. Okay, I had a call during the PSA. Also, Chris is like, the textbooks lie now. No, it's not that they now lie, it's that they have always lied. You know, the funny thing about barbary, like barbarism in general, like going and like taking people's land and all of that stuff. You get to obliterate their culture and eliminate them from history books and write things the way that you like to write them in your language. It's a pretty nice deal for the winner. Euphoric Echo Records. Nice. Oh, nice, Paul. That worked out for everyone, huh? All right, that's cool. This one. Let's get this down to maybe a quarter note. All right, let's bump the gain on this one just a little bit more. Go. 3. $1 an hour kick. What year was that? I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they absolutely would not believe the information that I was telling them about minimum wages when I was younger. For a lot of people, you couldn't make more than like $2.18 in a lot of places per hour if you were getting tips, right? Ah, Right? Isn't that messed up? Pretty messed up. But minimum wage when I started working here, it's like 385. It went up to like 425 while I was at that first job. It went all the way up. Like 545 or something like that in a couple window or a couple year window of time. It's phenomenal. It was like money was raining from the heavens. It was spectacular. And now you can get 20 bucks an hour at McDonald's. Yeah, 217. Liv says server wage is still less than the federal minimum, unless you live in a state that considers you to be like a decent human with rights and needs still, like Oregon, I guess. And then there's just a minimum wage. And you can still get tips too. In fact, when I was a chef, classically trained chef here for those that don't know, different life. I worked in fine dining and worked at some fancy, ritzy, swanky places. And the wait staff were the ones that drove the Mercedes and whatnot. I mean, I had an executive title and I didn't make nearly as much as them. Yeah, Paul, very similar. So Paul is saying first wage job at Domino's, minimum wage was 325, but also got good tips and mileage. What state was that in at that time? My first like legit paid gig with a work permit was in a warehouse in Portland, and by the time I left, I was making $7 an hour. The minimum wage was 385 at that time, I think, when I left. And I had only the jobs that I had had before that. I was like 14 at the time there when I started. When I left, I was probably like 16 or something. Prior to that, I had worked in a like 13, 14. I worked at this auto shop that a friend's dad run that repaired TriMet buses. TriMet buses are the metropolitan bus system that runs in Portland and the surrounding suburban cities. And I want to say it was like maybe like 325 or something like that an hour. It was in Florida, huh? Ooh. Store in North Tampa was number 3 in Florida. Good money. Nice, dude. By the time I started driving and could start delivering pizzas, minimum wage had gone all the way up to like it was like 425 or something like that by that point. It was pretty good. And then you would get like $1 guaranteed for each delivery, and then your tip on top of that. So, man, work a good lunch or dinner rush back in the day. A pretty decent coin. Paul says the best night walked out with $75 in tips and mileage. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I knew people back in the day that bought cars off of delivering pizzas and stuff too. Absolutely. It was like a thing. Yeah. Wild. Just how much it's all changed. All right. Enough sounding old. Did I just do this one? 1, 4. Where are we in the list? Whoosh. 1, 2, 3. So we're on this. That sounds all right. Let's do that. 4. Let's change our portal settings here. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. It's backwards here. Getting the clarity. A little bit better. Ha! Danny, Froyo shop. Nice. Nice. All the trick is to not drive the car that you really like while delivering your pizzas, right? Yeah. I had a little, gosh, what were they? My delivery rigs were a Mazda GLC and a Dodge Durango or something like that. That was eons ago. It was a long ass time ago. Long time ago. He was a federal lobbyist. He didn't need the money, just something to do. Oh no. And then Danny got a gig at In and Out for like 4 months and quit so quick. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh, too much. It's too much. It's fine. Let's offset this a bit, shall we? All right, we're going to increase the fade in on this by 500. Like that. Oh, Zeep. Yeah, especially that like it's 2024 right now and you already know like there's already hype building up that there will be this place. And when it opens, it's just going to be utterly destroyed. People will wait all day for one of these burgers. Oh my goodness. Burgers every day for lunch though, right? Yeah, meh. I mean, it's a burger joint. It's like a fast food burger joint, right? It is what it is. It was probably the number one most common thing I was asked by people while I was down in the Bay working uh, at Pure Mine. It's almost like when people come through town, they think of I don't know. I remember thinking this when I lived in Asia too, but people that are from outside of a place, they think of that place as like the home of these iconic places or people, right? Uh, so they like come to California and they know about Disneyland and they know about In and Out Burgers, right? They like know about just a few things. I think In and Out was the thing I was asked about most, which is just kind of silly. You have to get everything animal style, then it's top. Paul says, better than some, worse than a Red Robin Whiskey River barbecue. Dude, I haven't had one of those in ages. Ages. Man, I'm assuming Red Robins are still around, right? All right, let's give this one a really quick rate here. Just a little wiggle. Smooth that out just a little bit. Yeah. All right, let's get this up to a 16th instead of an... Yeah. There we go. That'll work. Up a 7. Fuddrucker. Oh, yeah. Mother Fuddruckers was great. They were perhaps one of the better burger chains. For those of you not familiar with the Mother Fuddruckers experience, here in America, it is such a litigious culture, which means people will sue you in a second over anything, right? It's the only way to make real money. You can't like just walk into most burger joints and order the burger the way that you want it, like cooked to temperature the way that you want it. So anyway, Mother Fuddruckers was this place that was like, we're going to fly in the face of all of that. And the very first thing we're going to ask you is, besides how big a burger do you want, you know, like half a pound or quarter pound, they're all ridiculous. How much do you want us to cook it? And then they had like this whole wall of options for like ingredients that you could top your burger with. And it was like froyo for burgers, right? Ridiculous. And he says, at the time, I was only concerned with having a job to save some dough, not to have a career with. I think that's the caveat for some who isn't thinking long term. Yeah, absolutely. Paul gets Red Robin delivered. Brilliant. Yeah, yeah. Landlocked folks miss the ocean. That is for sure. How many of you are door dashing these days, and what is your favorite thing to get delivered food-wise, right? And does it mean now that you no longer go out to get that thing? Like, is that one of the deals? Right? Like I've got some homies that have straight up stopped going out to burritos. They're like, burritos come to me now. Like regardless of where they're getting their burritos from, it's like it's a thing now. Yo, Rocky. Hola. Welcome in. Happy hump day, homie. Danny says I used to be a DoorDash driver too. There you go. Did you dip into people's fries? Which one is this? I've lost track. Getting distracted, you guys. 8. Where are we here? 5 pounds. 7. Okay, so we're working on this one currently. That's pretty rapid. I like that. Let's print that. There's number 8 right there. See, still being productive, not too distracted. Did that for the first couple of months when you moved to LA. Yeah. Chiba Hut. Paul says, I have surrendered and DoorDash almost every night, usually ordering for 3 or 4 of us here. All the time, says Danny. I think the gig economy is mighty toxic to the American worker. Yeah, you know, I feel like there's two sides to that. I do know a whole bunch of people who are now making ends meet because they can supplement. income through all the gig economy app opportunities. The other thing is that it really saved a lot of people through the pandemic. It really saved a lot of people. And I think that it's going to work out. Like it too will work out. Anytime labor rules aren't in place, people get freaking exploited. But this is getting sorted way quicker than anything else probably ever has in the history of you know labor stuff, because it's all out in the open. People will literally, like, if you order something here in these neck of the woods, if you order something here, they know what you're paying, right? So if you order something here and you got a low tip, they're gonna go pick up your food and they're gonna go park somewhere and they're gonna wait for like 20 minutes, and it's wintertime. They're gonna wait for like 20 minutes and then they're gonna drive across town and drop it on your cold doorstep. Oi. Oi. Paul says, when I did the cost benefit analysis of DoorDash versus shopping prep cook clean, DoorDash costs about $3.18 more per month. Boom. And I think that can be covered and justified easily with the retirement factor, right? Still cook breakfast and brunch. Yeah, of course. Of course. Liv says workers' rights have been slowly eroded since the 80s through labor cost cutting. DoorDash saving people by forcing them to work 2 jobs just to make ends meet. Meet? Yeah, no, the job numbers and all of that is just a bunch of phooey. Like, nobody. Sure, people are making more money. Sure, they're more employed than they used to be. And it's way harder to make ends meet. Yeah, not as a direct result of the gig economy. Just imagine the predicament that we would be in without the gig economy right now. Stop and consider that. Right? And remember that these were disruptors when they first stepped in, and what people had available. For some, like here in Oregon, no joke, we never had. You watch movies, you watch television shows, everyone always gets Chinese food delivered. Not here until the gig economy, right? You had pizza delivery. That's all. That's the only thing you get delivered here is a pizza. That's it. So when that stuff started here, it was like, what? What? We can be like New York or California or Iowa. Liv, this is exactly why we need a return to mentorship and like hands-on training, hands-on learning. Damn it. Damn it. Passing the torch. I've been bringing this up more and more in conversations, and when I first started bringing this idea up, people were, let's just say, to put it nicely, they were very opposed to the words that I was speaking to their faces. Here's the idea. I'm going to say it out loud again. I think humans have a holding on problem. I think we hold on to things a bit too much. I personally have always felt like I had a problem in that I don't hold on to that much stuff that I make, right? Like I've talked about it before here. And many of you all think I have a problem, right? Like not having copies of albums that I performed on or whatever. Just whatever. I'm just not so attached to it. But here's why I have such a strong feeling about this. When I pointed out in politics, people are like, oh, yep, you're right about that. You're right about that. Here's the idea in politics. Without term limits or whatever, you get these old curmudgeon dinosaurs that sit there and ruin it for everyone, right? We don't have to go into great detail about how that works. We all know how that works. It's super, super sucky, right? Well, take a look at the entertainment industries. Okay, music, you want to make it? It's really hard to have opportunities and to make it because people don't leave the system quick enough, right? We're all living longer and making more and more stuff and super saturating each one of our industries, right? And there's really almost no point in people trying anymore past a certain point, right? As they're coming up. So I feel like, by and large, people have like a holding on problem. And if business was kind of seen through that lens, then I think that we wouldn't have the problems that we have, because people really could realize that American dream thing where you're like, you grow up, you have an idea, boom, you make your idea real, and people actually engage with your idea because some of those other older ideas aren't around anymore. Anyway, yeah, this is I think the largest problem that we face as humans. I know that we have a lot of problems, but like we have billions of people on this planet. And people are worried that like generative AI is going to like affect uh their ability to be like relevant or whatever. But I feel like people are kind of doing that at a quicker pace almost. It's tough. Oh, Liv makes a good point. Food shortages are highly effective at making workers realize they have nothing to lose. That's true. Hoping the AI makes people feel wholly obsolete. I think that we're all kind of like hurling towards our next big sea change moment, and it's more out of our control than it ever has been before. Paul says, remember, AI can make stupid things stupider too. Oh, yeah. People are dumbing each other down all the time, right? We can make our stuff stupider. We're pretty good at that. It's never been an hour control. Yeah. Things would be different if they were an hour control, right? Yeah, I just did this one. Book your seats now for the 2029 Singularity Tour. Oh yeah, the titans of industry are so much more powerful than anyone realizes that is not them. Like anyone that is not them realizes is what I mean to say. Yeah, we have no idea. Respect the gazelle. Oh, Liv, you never have to apologize. Just understand that you're preaching to the choir here and that we're all saying hallelujah and preach, stuff like that. Super simple wishes. All right, let's get a longer fade in on this guy, like maybe like 650. Oh, maybe 100. There it is. I'll take that. Hey, is Josh here? He just got a sub. Speaking of landlocked Midwesterners visiting coastal places, Liv, when are you coming out to Portland? Oh, look at that. Let's try 700 on this one. 800? Let's bump this up a little bit. Ooh, there we go. Oh, that just sounds like crap after it's been stretched. Let's move on. We need to offset this. Yeah, same, Liv. Same. You know, I wonder if the lovely nation of Canada would be open to us just like forming a little state up there, you know, like, hey, here's all of us that need to bail. Can you, like, we're refugees. Can we just like have a little town? Like retain some culture here. Danny's saying, Chris, been meaning to mention I just met someone who moved here from Beaverton. Seriously, who are they? I probably know them. No, I'm just kidding. Small world. It's just down the road. That way. Good. Good. Liv. You do what you gotta do. Just don't disappear on us, okay? End up with somewhere with good internet. That's for damn sure. How close is Beaverton? Well, everything in the metro area is very close. I would say to Beaverton city limits from here, just a couple of miles, probably. If I had to guess, I would say like maybe 2 miles. If I had to guess, boundary lines aren't exactly straight lines either, so but very close, less than 5, very close. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. There it is. Boom. Number 13. Oregon fan. Bring this back to 90 degrees offset. All right, and let's increase this fade in to say 650. Butter. Oh, so many whooshes. How many whooshes? Whooshes and hits, man. I'll tell you what, if you do sound design for a living, you gotta wonder at some point, how many of these damn things am I gonna make in my lifetime? Let's put this up to like 1200. That's the one. Liv, it's seriously and completely messed up. Push this one just slightly. Like, what do we even do? What do we even do with these people? Like, they're not even afraid of their mothers being ashamed of them, you know? For like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we supposed to do with these people? Liv says, at some point, I'd hope to grow out of whooshes and sweeps. They're kind of lazy. Like, there's a better way to build tension. I really like using them as like these almost kind of subliminal elements. Ugh, see, I just don't like that thought. But you're right. Their mothers probably are proud of them for being little a-holes. This, ugh, ugh. What's the fancy word? Congenital, but in social psychology kind of way. Oh, um, hmm. It's a good point. Paul makes a really good point. You know, the thing, what I don't like about everything that's happening, uh, like politically and specifically about personal rights, is that it's all so um it's like nothing but bully tactics. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just nothing but like condemnation, you know? And mm, Yeah, I just don't get how the small like this squeaky wheel minority is um winning because of their like foul mouth overt kind of bully tactics, right? And um I just don't understand it. I don't like so the whole world has been moving away from the like the whole world. The Western world has been moving away from, the what should we say, the I guess the like politicized Christian boundaries, right? Because it's not a Christian thing, right? Because Christian sects have been branching off continually since the dawn of the religion to allow people their conveniences and pleasures, right? Like, hey, I want to get divorced. Oh, okay, cool. I want to swing both ways. Oh, okay, cool. You're not going to go to hell because now you're in this sect. Oh, cool. Thanks. Um, so it's absolutely like a political thing, right? So I like I've been alive this long and I still don't understand. And I've worked in politics too, and I still don't understand how this angry vocal minority continues to um have a whole, I mean, I know it's the courts, but I just don't understand how the people have cowered so freaking much. Yeah, I think that is correct. I think that bullying is how a large number of people are um kind of forced to fall in line from beginning to end. From beginning to end. Yeah. We're in the process of dealing, like a lot of people don't think about these things until they're near death, but we're in the process of dealing with the fact that if you accept any kind of help um through the government medical programs, right, later in life with like let's say you fall and you hurt yourself, okay? And you are on Medicare, Medicaid, okay? And after you hurt yourself, they're like, "Man, you're getting brittle. We can't send you right home, and we can't keep you here because it's too expensive. So we're going to put you into, like rehabilitation, like acute rehab or something like that, right?" Okay, so there's these little thresholds that you pass in regards to coverage there. And as soon as you accept this help, you have to like sign paperwork to say that you're accepting this help, but you're signing away half of your house and like your inheritable property and stuff. And people have already been through this. That like this comes as no surprise to them. Um, but this just kind of slowly, quietly happens in the background with like the large majority of people. Beatings will continue until morale improves. Yes, yeah, right. The classic. Liv, you have a great day at work. I hope you have a good one. And no worries about the sermon. Teen 16 here. I've skipped one. Currently up. Let's say this one's about 450. Okay, let's give this thing a bit more. Let's offset this. Number 17. Oh, I just seen this in the chat. Just reminded me, you guys. The Bloom drum breaks plugin that we looked at last week or whenever that was. I think the sale is still going. Anyway, the reason why I bring it up is I was thinking maybe we could dip into it together next week and knock out a sample pack. Seems a little bright and brittle. All right, let's just listen through these really quick. We got a couple dozen. Do a quick little sampling here. Gonna have to go back and trim all of this up. All right, so there's those. Let's go ahead and for a little bit of time. And let's go in. Weaponizer here. Get something in here. Some impact here. Ooh, maybe this one instead. All right, now let's get a tail in here. Okay, now let's get our timing. And we'll bring our level down here. Yo, less than perfect. Happy hump day to you. How was your stream over there? What'd you get up to today? All right, we're going to set up a quick little capture track here, and we're going to grab just a couple of these. Body. Hump day. Nice, nice. B-side of a track you're working on. What kind of music you producing over there? Day over here is doing all right. Super chill stream. Super chill stream. We're just making some whoosh sound effects for a new cinematic library I'm wrapping up. Sci-fi planet action. All right, so we're going to grab a couple of these, just round robin style, and I am going to set this to +1 output, and we'll set this over here. It's our capture track. Deep dubstep, nice, nice, nice. Nice. All right, so I'm just going to hit record here and grab a couple of these. I'm going to grab a couple different tails here. I'm going to get rid of this one tail we've got in here. That's pretty good. And we're going to bring that down in speed just a bit. All right, now let's get our body swaps. Let's clear out our impacts here. And I'm going to add impact again. But this time, let's take this guy. Slow it way down. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm going to grab another one. Danny, let me know how you get on with it. I think it's pretty dope. I think it's better than the vocal chop plugin that they released the week prior. And for what we do, I think it's priceless. Oh, now that hit just a little late, didn't it? Well, that was a bit much. Mm, yeah, I see it as being really good for like really rapid fire topper creation, and like what you're saying, like cinematic rhythms, right? Especially if you're talking like once you start distorting and glitching and injecting various sorts of noise into the equation, right? I'm just going to slow each of these down a bit. That's too much. All right, let's get some more of these here. Let's do first. That's an interesting. Just going to put together a little round robin bank here. All right, and on the body, let's put some of these impacts here. Maybe we'll just take all of these. And no thump, but let's add a little tail. They're all guns. Let's not do guns. Let's do air. No. Some pulse. Okay, what if we take something like this and we take it way down in speed? Maybe not that down in speed. Something like that. Good, right? Bring down our level. Whoa. Yo, Ludi. Okay, Ludi is here just for a moment. Tell a joke. Okay, two women are walking after a game of golf. I hurt myself between the first and second hole. Damn, not even a plaster will stick. Oh my goodness. Ain't funny. You guys are pretty good. Oh, I want this cold to be gone. Ooh, now that's a weird one. Let's put that one in there too. This one's going to adopt the same position, right? That's ridiculous. Incredibly loud. Annoying. Hmm. All right, so now we got a little round robin of these guys. Oh, hmm. Ooh, now we're getting there. All right, so I think what we need to do here is we need to start bringing in our whoosh layers. Do that. We could just set up a bank of them inside the thump folder here. Let's do that. Let's put all of these. Let's take all 24 of these. And we're going to just dump them inside of here. Now we're going to take those and we're going to move this way back. Okay, now let's take our body level down. Yeah, now we're starting to get into some stuff here. Ooh, Paul is feeling a new "Be Right Back" video coming on. Be fun to have like a little old school animation that you could glitch maybe. Steamboat Willie era, kind of fun. Hmm. Okay, I've got a little idea here. Instead of these whooshes, let's put inside this. Boom. Put in a handful of these. This one kind of manually here. Let's start from like maybe here. Bear with me here for just a moment. I'm experimenting with an idea here. VHS pay-per-view commercial from 1986, huh? Well, I gotta see this.
Over the edge. Over the top. Out of control. Beyond belief. Bigger, brighter, faster, mesmerizing, death-defying, satisfying action that will blow away. For an evening of entertainment without ever leaving home, order Action Pay-Per-View. Watch the movies you crave from the comfort of your couch. Enjoy the convenience of pay-per-view. Ask for Action. Order a movie on Action Pay-Per-View tonight.
Wow.
Playing next on Action Pay-Per-View. This movie has not been rated.
Seminars in Seduction.
Passionate desires.
Oh my. Oh my. Shh, don't tell Zeep. Well, I'll put a pin in this one. I'm going to come back to it. I think what I'd like to do is experiment a bit with taking some of these like whoosh, suckback, stinger elements and shrinking them down from like 8 seconds down to 1 second, and then using them as a layer in these things. Almost clicked that link at work. Oh, hey, let's run over here and see who is streaming. Who's playing? I've just seen the clock and it's 1 o'clock. Hey, boss, check this out. It's 1 o'clock and I have a meeting I should be going to. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. I'm going to drop you guys off with shoes. You chill out to some music. I'm going to chill out to some music in the background while I sit in a meeting. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in 2 days on Friday. We'll do some feedback, bring something. We'll have fun. It'll be a thing. We'll hang out. It'll be a good time. I promise. I'll see you then. And I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Really, I do. Stay cool. Peace out, y'all.